All right, hello everybody, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we're gonna be launching the space station today. We'll see how fully formed it is, but first we need to do some research. Because we went out, we got some science last time, because we really needed larger solar panels. You know, these were the largest we got, which was nothing. One step away is the Gigantors, which are pretty good. We get other ones we can use for some other things, or these flat ones, bunch of stuff, right? The ground-based wind turbines, we'll use those later, I'm sure, but for now, the Gigantor, I think the cyclotron and the whatever this is, part of Station Science Expansion Redux, something like that is the mod name, but that'll give us some good things to, get more science. But we definitely need this. Do we need... let's just upgrade the research building now. We might not get any 550 science, but at least we can. I guess level 8 does nothing. That's interesting. That's an interesting choice. Okay. Well, we're not getting level 8, I'll tell you that much. But specialized electronics, not much. We could use 2.5 meter batteries. I think we'll live with the 1.875s for now. Where are they? These guys. Should be good enough. Not worth 500 science for that, because we can only get 3 more 300s. Or 1 300 and 1 550. Logistics, I think we need for the large life support tanks, because those will probably also be going on the station. So let's grab that. Is there anything else we really need before I look at what I want? I don't think so. We could use heavy command modules in theory. There's some, new station core, new science lab. I don't think we need any of these guys up here. I think, yeah, we do have what we need. So I'm going to come down to short-term habitation, and what that'll do is get us a lot of ground-based stuff. Which mod is this? Yeah, it's Kerbal Planetary Base Systems. That makes sense. I guess part size is just that, because they're these weird ones that have flat bottoms. It also has these little quarter containers for these storage things. Not what we want, though. We want the hydroponics module. That'll let us create a good amount of life support for a lot of dudes. And also recycle some of them, which is also good. And I guess, is that really all we're getting it for? Almamatic is also hydroponics. I think this one's just smaller. Recycling module. Might need one of those depending on how many Kerbals we have. We'll see when we're building things. But then this starts you towards the USI MKS ground bases with these little surface modules. That maybe not soon, but we'll probably be using at some point. Also the Caribou rover parts. So I think this is a good one to get. That's all we can get. So let's get building this thing. I'm going to come out here and start planning it in the spaceplane hangar, because it's... you have more horizontal space, which is what we kind of need to plan this, and then we can stick it on top of a rocket. That should be good enough. Now, I like to just come here to the free IVA tab from that mod, and that usually gets you everything you need for... They have IVA views, which means they're probably used for stations and ground bases, which is exactly what we want to build the station, right? And it just has everything in one place, so we don't need to go looking. There's the hydroponics. There's more hydroponics, but this doesn't actually seem to function. It doesn't say it does, like this one does. Interesting. Anyways, we're going to come over to station hubs, and I think this will be 1.25 meter. We don't have any other... Oh, okay, navigating the spaceplane hangars. Wacky. Okay, yep. there we go. Let's get focused on this. We have multiple types. I don't think which one we use really matters. We could use a quad node. I just like this to be the first one, and then we can branch off of it however we want to. And in any direction. I'm going to move it up a little bit. There we go. It depends what we have unlocked. I think we might instead use one of these, which I haven't used before, because they're 2.5 meters. A lot of our other parts, I think, will be larger than this, so it'll be really weirdly shaped. But let's get started building. So yeah, usually by this time I would have like advanced construction or whatever it is that has slightly larger tubes and yada 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 yada. Because right now it's a little wacky building with 1.25 meter hub. But let's just try it, see what we can do, see what it looks like. Might just swap it out after. I lied. We're totally going to swap out for one of these guys. Station Parts Expansion Redux. That's, I think, what I was thinking of earlier. That doesn't provide any science. Maybe it does, actually. Or maybe it's like Station Science Continued is the one that has the cyclotron and whatever else. But one of these should be good, because we have 1.875 meter crude tubes. That, yeah, see, that's looking nice. 1.25, we don't have much to support it, so I'm just going to leave them out. But this should be good. And let's see, we can change the color. Well, I mean, we'll look at that later. But for now, I'd like to just put a crude tube kind of everywhere, just to get away from the center. And again, we're just building this, and then we'll chop it up, put it on a rocket. So don't worry about any of that for now. Just do what would be good. And of course, we need to put docking stations or construction ports in places, whatever, right? Let's just get going here. The up and down, I'm going to leave those available for now. We can just put a construction port on any blank, kind of empty side so that we can expand it later if we choose. But for now, just give me a crew tube. And how about we... Depends what we want to do first. Because to support life, to have life support, we need a bunch of things Kerbals can't pass through. Stuff that's not even on this menu. Like, you know, the fertilizer tanks and also the hydroponics, but I don't know what we're going to launch first. It might just be the tanks, and then we attach everything else to that. That makes sense. It should be the first one, because we definitely can't launch Kerbals first, because they'll die. But I think I'm going to come down here, and let's do the non-living space. Let's go ahead and attach to this just all the batteries. Not all the solar panels, because the whole thing should kind of have solar panels, but some solar panels. We'll see if we want tanks, like fuel tanks, monopropellant tanks. We'll see. Should also probably put... We don't have a great size reaction wheel either, do we? If I can search here, why does everything come up with a reaction wheel? Okay, we do have one of these. I don't really ever know where to place these. I think they should be near center of mass, but whatever. We might just give each part we're bringing to orbit, each segment, its own reaction wheel, and then call it a day. Because we do need to, you know, dock them together, that kind of thing. Which means they'll also all need RCS. Yay! Unless we want to use a tug, which I've never built before, but that would be good for something like this, so they all don't need monopropellant, blah, blah, blah. But let me get started on just the storage side of things. Because the station it'll produce its own supplies. That's what's needed for life support, right? That's what they eat. We can just launch fertilizer, which I think I've mentioned this before, but it's more efficient to use fertilizer and mulch, which is waste products, to create new supplies than to just take supplies by like a billion. So what I'm going to do is just grab a couple fertilizer tanks. These will go... Hello? There we go. These will go with, and it's a little large, but that's okay. The hydroponics module will be unlocked to create supplies. 2 should be more than enough. How heavy are each of these? 5.4 tons. Pretty large. let's just not worry about the weight for now. And instead just worry about getting these actually attached, because holy crap, what are you doing? There we go. 2 of those should be fine. Batteries, the batteries are going to be smaller is the thing, so I think they should go on the end. Let's grab, I think we'll go, is it under cargo most likely? Maybe utility? Oh, okay, nothing's under cargo. I'm looking for the wedge storage parts. There they are under Kerbal Planetary Base Systems, of course. Doesn't say how large some of these are. Okay, yeah, that'll work. And then we can add in these little wedges for a little bit of some other stuff. I guess we can put on a supplies container, then just empty it so that they have... Oh, that's not going to work. They have storage for the ones we create. We have a little bit of a buffer, I suppose. We can just empty it so that it doesn't weigh... You know, that's a whole ton right there that we just emptied out. It's 1 pound per 1 supply, or 1 kilogram. Let's see, what else do we need? We do have... That's a pretty good recycler. It's only 40% reduction in supplies, but for 4 crew, probably not. Let's wait on that. I guess we do want... Unlock that big recycling module. Sometimes search doesn't work. Let's look for it. There it is. This says passable. I'm gonna look, hang on, at what passable exactly means. I think that means it has an interior. I'm never too sure with how the free IVA, I guess it would show up at a free IVA if we could traverse it. So we could look for it over here. And I'm not quite seeing it. I'm going to assume it's not traversable, but I am going to put it in front here. How about we throw in 2 of these? Because these are really good. If I can find them again. Reduces supplies used by 79%, but for 3 crew. There will probably be around 6 here. Maybe a little more. But like the hydroponics module has its own recycler, a station core does, so this should be okay. Maybe we're okay with 1. But it should be 2 scientists, 2 farmers in the hydroponics module, and then 2 maybe just normal dudes. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we can always adjust it later, but let's throw that on. Throw this back on. We can keep looking at our wedges here. I don't really know what we want. We might just put a big life support tank. Because I'm not sure which other wedges we would need at this point, and on a station as well. I don't see any here. Like water, we don't need. Yeah, I think we're just going to get rid of this. Give me a big life support tank. We don't really need to store mulch. I guess this does store a little bit of mulch, so that's okay. And I'm just going to empty the supplies out of it, because again, that's a ton of weight we're just saving. And the fertilizer, it'll fill it up in due time, right? I guess we could get a little bit just while things get kicked off so they're not starving. just be a little nice. Honestly, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to grab the batteries and we'll just throw them on the end here. And of course, they're going to be weirdly sized and we're going to need quite a few of them. I'm just going to keep clicking here. Because the science lab's going to use a ton of power. I'm sure hydroponics does as well. Blah, blah, blah. And let's see, how much electric charge is that? 42,500. I never know how much is enough. Let's just make sure it's enough. And we can also use this space to just throw on some solar panels, right? How about that? It's a little huge. This is getting... Maybe we did just want to build this in the VP, but... there we go. We can zoom out a little more. Let's grab one of those construction ports to stick on the end, just for future expansion. You could also theoretically put a docking port here and then just eject these batteries if I wanted to swap them out for larger ones. Look, it's a first station. If we just want to replace it completely, I think that's acceptable. Right? Because we're going to get better tech with all this, and We can make it smaller, we can make it larger, we can do whatever we want. So here, where are my docking ports? Because these don't come up in search, I've noticed. The construction ports, which are not even here. I suppose that makes sense. They're under the construction tab. Duh. And we can throw on... I don't think the size of these really matters. It would just be what you're connecting to them, which would need the same type. Because how these work is if you have two like this and pretend there's stuff on the other side, you can just right-click and click weld, and it'll essentially destroy both of these and connect, you know, the thing on the other side, if I can grab one, directly to this. Like there was never a docking port there. So the size shouldn't really matter. We'll just throw one of those on. And that should be okay for that section. Get me out of the ceiling. The rafters. Why is that there? Okay. And then let's see. Section number 2. Because I'm thinking, right, cannot be traversed. Makes sense. We want habitation, science, and something else. Maybe just more. I guess the hydroponics, that kind of section can go in its own if we're just going to build it flat like this, and then we can have some more construction ports. I like these because they kind of fit more, right? The seniors, is it? Yeah, no, it's definitely the way, this way. And put one of those on the bottom, just for anything else for later. But let's see here. Let's come over here. Again, we can just put a crude tube there just to space it out a little bit. Let's try habitation, which means we're going to need one of these centrifuges. Now, you don't have a 1.875 meter one. Let's look at their stats real quick. Because this, or actually, yeah, okay. Habitat 4 holds up to 4 Kerbals, holds up to 6 Kerbals. This is 8. Honestly, I don't know if anyone's going to be in this, but it provides habitation modifiers for everyone else, which is really what we need these for. Because of that whole, you know, seeding thing we've experienced, blah, 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 modifiers are really what we want on these big stations. So I guess we do want like the largest one we can put in here, and these are inflatable. So if we deflate this, it'll look like that. That'll be how we launch it. So it fits, obviously, right? And then we need 48,000 material kits in order to onboard somewhere to inflate it. How much storage can we get in like one container? And I guess we'll add it over here as just a container of material kits. That is not a is the search off? I would not argue this is a container. I guess it has the word contained in it. Maybe that's what it's picking up? That's silly. But one of these probably from colonization, no, logistics. This is from USI, which is where the material kits come from. Like, how many material kits can this store? Oh, this is for items. I bet we want cargo containers. And then, let's just see. Go next. It should be pretty soon here. Material kits. So you store 16,000. Can we get away with a smaller one then and just... I guess we could use one of these. No, those are for liquids only, aren't they? It does say fluid. Yeah, this is for your gas and your liquid fuel. We can't store. Okay. I would like to use one of those, or just something shaped like this, so that we don't have this rectangle in there. I guess, okay, we could use one of these. So let's throw this in here, and then how many material kits can you store? 4,500. How much was it for this centrifuge? 4,800. Alright, I am just going to put 2 of these tanks on, set them both to material kits. We don't have to fill them up completely. Or at least one, right? Because we only need 4,800, and that's enough. Again, yeah, I guess they weigh 1 kilogram per unit. That might just be what everything is now that I think about it, except like liquids and stuff. But we'll throw those on. So that means we're able to inflate this. We could send it like this, but we're not getting that out of the atmosphere. Would mean we don't have to carry on the material kits, but whatever. You can also get material kits by deconstructing things. We had seen that, I think, just last episode when I removed like landing legs off of the our MUN vehicle, whatever we were doing, our lander. If you don't have anywhere to store them, they just get deleted. So we could bring none and then just scrap something else. Like instead of just having debris, we just scrap whatever is used to launch this. But it'll probably just be a probe to launch this now that I think about it. So we can't really do that. But whatever, we'll just bring them. It'll be nice to have some storage here for other stuff. I don't remember if we can... We might be able to switch these out for other things. If they're empty. We'll see when we get there, really. And I don't know, we might want to put... How difficult would this be? I mean, not that much here, but another multi-connector on the end of this, so that we could use this whole wing for more storage in the future if we needed to. I kind of like that now that I'm saying this. Let's just grab, what is this one called? Mult. This is the 1.8, yeah, one of those. And then placing things gets wacky here. But we can just launch it kind of like this, with this at the bottom, and then we just fill this with construction ports. And we did use the senior over here. Let's, I don't know, keep some kind of standard. And use... we gotta go to construction, because for some reason these don't come up in search. Let's see, put one of those down. Put one of these down. Building, man. And then let's flip it this way. That's correct. Duplicate this, flip it down. Wonderful. So that we can, yeah, if we get bigger batteries, we can throw them over here, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to get some of those solar panels as well. Could put them flat, I guess. Not really, apparently, on these batteries. It does not love this. But we'll stick on some of these guys. Still doesn't love it on the batteries, huh? I don't know. Oh, maybe it's because they're... Nope, no matter which way I rotate... is it E? let me figure that out. There we go. I did use a little bit of the move tool, a little bit of the rotate tool. I don't know what the hell's happening here. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna symmetry either. So yeah, if I take it off to, you know, have it do symmetry, it's gonna be a nightmare. I mean, we can just put them over here. And let me just get a new one so it stops, yeah, doing whatever I did with the rotation. And I mean, we can just put them on the tanks. I don't think that's a problem. Throw some of these on. Let me turn on snapping. There we go. Just to, I don't know, the batteries, well, they come charged, right? They sure do. How would this look? It's probably not going to look great. But it's going to work, which I think is the important part. We could, you know, throw on some trusses, but then launching this becomes kind of a pain, because it's going to be a strange shape to put in a fairing. So I'm just going to do it like that. These batteries, yeah, I guess they'll just stay empty. It's kind of silly. But, like, that's not what I want. And, well, that's okay, but it's so impossible to get them centered. I don't know what's up with these. I don't think I've had a problem with that before. Putting anything on batteries, really, right? Are these modded? What, this part size? These are from restock. But yeah, whatever. Also, if this is gonna be kind of the non-living space, we should probably just throw an antenna on it. One should be fine. Honestly, it could be like one of these surface-mounted ones. Yeah, and then we'll just like throw one on. That should be more than enough. Why are these still selected? Just to communicate with the Kerbin satellites that we already have. this will only be at like 100,000 meters or something, so it should just be fine. We could throw a dish on just in case. Basically just to communicate with like the moon or minmus, the mon or minmus, just because as a backup, but like I don't think it's necessary. We'll have more satellites in Kerbin orbit very, very soon. By the way, I guess I should name this, like, this will just be Kerbin Space Station period, because this will be at least what's planned to just be the full thing. Okay, let's get back to over here. This should be everything we need, right? We don't really need any signs on here. I don't think we're going to launch up like the spectrometron, blah, blah, blah. These big guys, because A, they're huge, and I think quite heavy. Yeah, so they're literally huge. But maybe this will be an expansion we do at some point and start using the station science stuff. Maybe we'll put it over here, or I guess not over here, because we can't pass through this section, but we'll see. We'll probably put another something like this somewhere over here too, so that'll work. But for now, let's keep looking over here. Honestly, we don't have great station cores. We haven't unlocked any. We just have really the one, and then this isn't really a core, but it's in this section. This would let us basically just... this will be like our command center, or our command pod type thing where, you know, a pilot sits in it, and then we have SAS and can actually... Are we going to move this? No. But we might want that to tilt it to make docking a little easier if we can control it at all. We could just throw a probe core on it, I suppose, but I think it's more fun to just have like one of these. It's not the best. It's quite small, which means it's really awkward. These can also control probes from, like, with remote tech. You can control them locally. So this would be what we use, you know, in orbit of Duna or something, and then we can land a probe without like a ridiculous time delay. If we wanted to do it ourselves instead of just have MechJeb do it. Anyways, not relevant. Can get like one of these adapters, I suppose. We want a... I mean, this is just really big, and then we just want it to be smaller. That is not the right sizing, but it kind of works. Or we can use two, I guess, if we can have one go all the way down. It's small. We can just tweak scale it up a little bit. I think this is fine. I don't know what it'll do exactly. Like, does this now carry 3 people? No, it's still 2. It has, yeah, it'll get more electric charge. It'll also probably... Is it something about this holding monopropellant or no? It's probably... So, oh, these utility modules that are all the way down here. Really know what these are for. Like, if we just throw one on, we can look at it here. We'll store Kerbals, monopropellant, charge, but like way less than a single battery. It might just look cool. I don't know. Maybe we can throw that on too, just to have more empty seats, because empty seats are what'll get multiplied by the centrifuge, all that. And I mean, we can inflate this just to check out our 8 empty seat, just to support 8, right? Maybe it doesn't do it in the builder here. They'll also rotate when it's constructed, but oh, it's rotating while it's deflated. Can I turn that off? Didn't give me a button to turn it off. Stop. All right, I might just be rotating for a while. It did stop this time, but I'm gonna throw one of these on there. I guess it can be a senior. Again, it should be fine. I don't think we need another connector on this. This is just to expand it. We could throw in another centrifuge or something if we really needed to. How much? We can't pull up our life support menu and just see what's going on. theoretically, this much fertilizer is enough for 93 years. I assume that's for one Kerbal? Because if we throw some in here, which we need to, like... I was going to say buy more, but train more, which I guess is like buying them. Yeah, it goes way down. Okay. So let's not look at that too closely, because it's not going to be accurate. We'll see what it's like when everything's done, and I assume this needs to be inflated too for those numbers to be right with habitation, but whatever. I think that's pretty good. We could pretty reasonably launch this in one go, right? How heavy is the... I didn't check how heavy the centrifuge is. It must be enormous, right? 3.2 tons. I guess it's inflated, right? A lot of the mass, the rest of it is in the material kits, like 48,000 kilograms. Sorry, 40. Is that right? No, 4,800 kilograms. Yeah, otherwise that would be insane. Anyways, let's see. I like this. I like the idea of the hydroponics area being opposite of this, and then science being opposite of this. So let's go ahead and take this part. Again, we'll leave the crude tube on just for... make it feel larger than it is, I suppose. And really, all we need is just one hydroponics bay, right? I don't really think we need two, because two, you need to crew both of them with, like, farmers or biologists. So, the more you have, the more people you need, blah, blah, blah. We could have... I think this is just a dummy part, right? Like, I think this is just visual, as far as I can tell. Required crew scientists for KerbNet. I don't think that matters for me. But we would want, you know, either this or this from USI. We'll grab the bigger one that produces more supplies. I like the way this one looks as well. We could put this on for visuals if we want to, but let's throw that in and close it up. So it'll deploy like this. And it'll be... yeah. Okay, we agroponics into life support instead of the other way around. I don't really know why you would do that. Bay 1 recipe. Life support. Yes, we want this. From agropon... oh, right. It's telling you what's next, I think. I don't know what the difference would be between life support and agroponics. It might be for different mods. Who knows? But we want this creating life support. I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to take it out. The default settings should be fine. So let me just do this and then not click any buttons. It says agroponics. Okay. Whatever. Start agroponics. It still says that either way. Okay, whatever. But we'll close that up. That'll be great. And we already have a recycler over here. We have the recycler. Anything that says start habitat should be a recycler as well. So we really don't care about more. Oh, okay. We also need 2 crew to deploy the centrifuge. Remember this, but that should be fine. I guess start habitat doesn't mean life support. It also, I guess, is the multiplier on habitation here, because it's this much charge per second in order to get the multiplier, or just for the habitation to work at all. I don't know. How many do these solar panels make? Because we're probably going to need to throw them kind of just in every section. Do you tell me? Oh, there we go. 24.4. Okay. Well, if all 8 are working at full capacity, that's enough. Science will also use a bunch of electricity, so we'll probably just throw more. I don't know. We can put like another crew tube over here and put some solars there. And maybe on this one. And then just put a construction port senior over here. Might be good. Yeah, maybe we'll just throw another multi-point on here just because. So that we can have one going this way, one going this way. Science will probably also have one. And then let me hook this up with the construction ports. Perfect. So it's a little empty for now. Room to expand. I am going to throw... I guess this is fine. So it's a little overkill. I don't really want to put them on the windows necessarily. Because that does kind of just... I don't know. That hurts morale, huh? So maybe we can just put a couple of those there. And then that should be enough space if, you know, this section came this way or whatever we want to put there. Maybe we try to center them a little more so nobody goes crazy, including me. That should be fine. All right. Science. Really? Do we have multiple labs? Did we pick them up? Because we have this lab from Station Science, which should count as a lab. I think that's the only one we have. Let me look in here, I guess, just in case things aren't searching. Labs. Also have this. Private Cruise 1, Data Storage 500. This, I think, is just like a, from like a pre-res equip mod, a library mod, whatever. It's providing some weird parts. I don't know what it's used for. But I do like just getting one of these. It also comes with a recycler. Can produce Eurekas. Oh, okay, we need one of these, I think, for all these other Station Science expanded parts. So let's go ahead, grab one of those. And this should also be a science lab. Yeah, maybe it's not a normal... It's resource converter research lab. Do you actually do research like the base game science lab? Start research. It might only be for these like Eurekas, which means I guess maybe we do want one of these so that we can just make sure we have a normal science lab because we're not unlocking anything new. So I guess we will throw one of those on. One of these. And I mean, can we get away with... I don't remember exactly how these work. The contract should tell me how they work. I think, according to this, we need a cyclotron on the station. And then I think we would dock whatever this is, or these experiments to somewhere on the station. It's 30 tons. I mean, this will launch by itself, basically. Unless we want to do this whole section, this whole midpoint at once, which I don't think is possible. Maybe. Can we get away with a cyclotron? We will maybe see once we actually put this on the rocket. This might come later. But for now, let's put it on the kind of blueprint, if you will. And then let's leave it like this. Might want to just put it on this like bottom section. Just because. But for now, let's also just get a construction port here. The construction port should also just act as docking ports. If you don't weld them. So that's good. We do want a couple normal docking ports just kind of around. Maybe we want 2 labs. But I don't know. We might end up just docking like the base game lab, or I think Station Parts Expanded Redux has new labs. We just don't have them yet. We might just throw them in here. So maybe we'll have multiple science areas, but for now, this is the Station Science section and then a little tiny lab that we can use just to use because we need more science. That should be okay. Anything else? We're going to need those docking ports. Let me just pull out... All we have is the normal Clampatron. We're not putting them on the batteries. But just to dock, like, small ships, we need to get Kerbals in here somehow. We might just, honestly, kind of just bring them up with everything. Like, we can put them in the station core and the utility module, and I assume... Uh-oh. What did I do? That's how it looked. Okay. Toss that away, toss that away. Yeah, we might just stick them in there by default. Let me look at the labs. Yes, this research lab holds 4. We'll probably only put 1 or 2 in there, or 1 or 2 in here as well. Let's see. But I like to put them... Normally I put them attached to the core. Core's just not very big in this case. Could throw them on maybe this utility module. And we can't really put them on hydroponics. Do something over here. That's fine. We should probably put like an airlock somewhere. Maybe we'll... You could just not ever expand this side. Maybe that's the play. And maybe we should put another connecting port over here. Maybe 2's okay. Yeah, how about we just throw on an airlock here so that people can get in. It's not the largest. I can just make it larger. That shouldn't affect things too much. But basically, they can open the door. And I'm just going to leave that as white for now. Maybe I'll look through... Yeah, we can look through coloring at the end here. We're nearly done building it. We gotta launch a few times. But how's that looking? 2 docking ports there. We can put some on the science lab too. I don't see a problem with this. And this can be maybe where we attach the science experiments, the literal ones just named experiment from this, or the spectrometer, or whatever the hell it's called. We can do that on this side. And I think this is looking okay. I'm fine with that number of docking ports. Let me center these. Oh, hell, what did I do? Unless I had 3 on there. Oh, maybe it's just not attaching correctly. Like, just lock in on the middle. Is this rotate? How is it symmetry? What? Okay, hang on. You know what? I'm just going to take these off. Instead of A, trying to make it work, B, it's next to a bunch of the solar panels. that is asking for it. Are these ones good? These ones look lined up. There's one on the science lab. Yeah, that looks fine. Let's center it on this section itself. It won't block the windows too much. We should be able to see in those windows. And if I guess we need more docking space, we'll make it later. Again, all these seniors act as that. We just don't have... I guess it would need to be another construction port to attach to this. We don't have the normal seniors, but that'll work fine. And we don't have any docking port juniors either available, except for the construction version, which that should be fine. And pretty much what I'll use these for is we can launch up some like those re-entry pods separately. And we can basically just dock that to it with a little tiny fuel tank, a little tiny engine, and use these as like escape pods, or just, again, attaching whoever's visiting to this. Tourists, whatever. But let me double check that that's everything we want. We don't have any, like, cupolas. I don't know how you pronounce this word, to be honest with you. Hang on. Cupola is what I'm getting. We don't have that many unlocked either. We have like this hydroponics one, which we have the full hydroponics bay. We don't really need that. These observation windows have a small modifier, but we don't have any other better ones, basically. So that's fine. And I mean, we could even attach new ones when we get them with these docking port seniors and just have like a little cupola to look out a window or something. But for now, we don't have great ones. Like we could do this. Or, you know, if we didn't have the airlock, I would probably put one there. But we have the airlock. Because we should probably have some way to EVA. Actually, is it our only way to EVA? I think it is. Unless the station core has a one built into it. But I think that's our only, you know, in and out EVA hatch. So, okay, it's a good thing we have one. I think that'll do it, though. And I think the best way to do this is we'll open up advanced mode and we'll make some sub-assemblies for this. And the nice part is, because this is the root, we can just grab this. I think we drop it here and we go Kerbin space station habitation module. Okay, and then we just reattach it like that, and then we do it for all these. And this is the Kerbin space station hydroponics module. Ignore all those typos in there. And then these will save, and then we can just literally attach that on top of a rocket. We'll need our first one. We'll just manually add one of these multi-point connectors, and then we'll just fill it with construction ports. That way we can actually do the construction of this. Monopropellant and RCS, we'll have to see what we do. I might just have to make a tug that we use for this. Otherwise it's going to be a pain, but we'll kind of see about that. Or maybe we should put on like RCS blocks everywhere before we keep saving. Let me think. I think we'll just do RCS as we go. Everything's saved up here. We'll just add some blocks on when we actually, build the rocket, etc. But I think that's all right. And I did want to look at like connected living space down here. This should tell me that everything is connected up and that we can traverse it with free IVA or like the just like default transfer Kerbals mode. I don't really know why some are green and some are yellow. I don't know why the tanks are yellow at all either. Because I don't think the cyclotron, that'll just end here for free IVA. Maybe we can't transfer Kerbals through it either. The batteries, that makes sense, right? I don't know why the tanks are showing up. Maybe they can transfer through it, but not free IVA, but they can definitely free IVA through the crew tubes. So I don't really know. But I think this means we should be basically pretty fine. As far as I know. So that's good to see. Anything else we want to do here? I don't really need to click the Promised Worlds button. I think we're good. So yeah, let's take these sub-assemblies. I think if we click up here, yeah, we'll save the whole thing. And then how it'll work is, I don't know, I think we just come back here and then they'll be right here and boom, we grab it, stick it on a rocket, launch it up. RCS will be tricky, docking it'll be tricky, but that'll be a problem for me in like an hour, so whatever. First, I have opened it in the VAB here, which is much worse. Okay, I'm glad I built this in the spaceplane hangar, because you can't pivot the camera in here, can you? You can pivot it around the middle, but not around, oh boy. You can't like move it like we were doing. So whatever. But I think we want to launch this on the launch pad. We can't launch it from the spaceplane hangar because it's not upgraded enough, because we've never launched a spaceplane. And just see how things work. I guess we should plan out who's going where in these. I think we'll leave our default dudes alone here. Our veterans is what USI calls them. Because we'll use them for other stuff, but we'll just grab some more kerbonauts and put them in here, see what the habitation's like, turn everything on, blah, blah, blah. Make sure we're good. It'll also cost, I mean, we'll just revert it, but it's like $250,000. That's completely fine for a space station. I mean, come on. All right, let's go ahead and hire these dudes. I took a screenshot of the seats we have. So first, we have 2 spots in the hydroponics module. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to hire one of everybody. We have these 3. Let's get a colonist, miner, technician. We'll leave all the settings the same. Oops. I don't actually know what these stats do, but whatever. And then we'll be able to read their description and find out who we want to go where. I can also only have 15, so let me upgrade the building. Let's see, it's level 4 already, because I think that's what we needed to plant flags. Let's go up to 30, 35. It's not that expensive. Let's just get 40, just so we're good for a while. And then we just get the background of the astronaut complex. It's just funny Kerbal sounds. I'm sure that's just somebody talking, but you can't really understand what they're saying. But colonists, they're just like generic dudes. I don't think these matter. This will matter on the station. It's for colonization from USI and MKS. I think it'll contribute to colonization stats like it says. You're for like drills because you're a miner. Not it. Technician. Colony equipment, geology research. Construct ships in the field. Probably not it. Probably not it. Biologist. Basic greenhouses. I don't know if that's a basic greenhouse or not. Because a farmer is advanced, I suppose. I guess you're kind of a combo farmer and scientist. I guess that would be in a situation where you want to move them around, or maybe there's a science agriculture lab. I don't know. How about just a farmer? Acquired by advanced farming and crop diversity increases science. I think we'll get 2 farmers to put in the hydroponics module. I think that's correct. Maybe we just want to put one of each and then see what happens. Medics, I think those are required. There's a specific like medic building that'll stop people from being homesick or something. Quartermaster, colonization research, scout, they have a low habitation requirement. It doesn't really tell you everything here. I think you can pull it up on the GitHub wiki or something, but how about this? We'll go biologist, farmer. The station core. Can we put a scout in there? Let's get 2 scouts to give experience. I think it needs 2 to be able to man the craft. Maybe we'll also throw a pilot in there. Sean Fen? Sure. I was going to call him Scene Fen. That's not right. Utility module, I don't think requires people. I think that's fine empty. It's just seats. Airlock has a seat. Doesn't matter. We're not going to stick somebody in the airlock full time. The small lab, I think we definitely just want a new scientist, right? So let's grab one. And then that can hold 2, so we'll stick in... I guess we'll buy 2 scientists, because I don't really want Bob chilling there full time. And then the other research lab, the big one. It has 4 seats. I'm going to fill it with 2. So just give me 2 more. And then let's try that. See how everything works. See if we can use it with 2 empty seats. Or the station core. All of those. See how everything works from... I guess we can just do it from the Launchpad. Is that... Nope, because it's technically a spaceplane thing. So I have to go in here and bring it out. There we go. We open it up from the spaceplane hangar. That'll do it. And then, yeah, let's fill out the crew the way I was saying. So let's grab... Empty these. Hydroponics... Just give me a biologist and farmer. The other farmer will just do nothing. One of each, just in case. I don't know. Station core. Give me the pilot. Give me the scout. I believe that'll work. Where is it? I don't know. I think it would yell at me. Maybe it's only 2 are required to like locally control a probe. But whatever. I'm also going to empty them out of their... I guess we'll do it when we actually build it. They don't need a parachute, at least. They could use the jetpack, I guess, just in case. Utility module, empty. Airlock, empty. This lab, scientist. And then that should be good. Let's see what this says now. 11 years of fertilizer... I don't know how to read this, man. 2 years of habitation, but the thing is not inflated. Let me just make sure. We can try to inflate it on the ground. It might just explode, to be honest with you. But let me make sure I have the material kits perfect. So let's try it and see what happens. We have charge, so everything should be fine. We should have control through the station core if that works. So I don't see why we couldn't just do this. And it's only 78 parts. That's crazy. So we should just do it. Yeah, I suppose we could just cheat and put this in orbit, like literally with the cheats menu, if we really wanted to know. But I'm kind of fine just testing it on the Launchpad because it's kind of funny. So yeah, what we should do is, do you have SAS control? Good. We don't have any engines or anything, so like nothing's gonna happen. But this isn't coming up with any problems. Now, what happens if I like EVA? Who's who here? You're the scout. I guess we should just look at life support as well. Okay, hang on. So let's try turning everything on first. Start agroponics. So we're using charge now. That makes sense. Let's get a solar panel out there just so it should just say infinite electric charge. Perfect. Because we're not using more than we're producing at current, and we're probably not going to. I hope. Otherwise something's horribly wrong. But we have like 4 more solar panels on this side. Or sorry, 8. All right. Hydroponics is... Let's open that over here. Let's check the lab. Let's hit start research. And I don't really care about those or modded settings. That's fine. We'll use them later. I know how that works. Let's hit start research here. Inactive on home planet. Oh, you can't use a science lab. Well, you can use this one on the home planet, I guess. I assume, yeah, I don't think this is working like a normal lab. I think this is for essentially the cyclotron, that kind of stuff. On home planet, yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. It's not saying anything like it doesn't work with only 2 dudes. I assume it's just slower. Maybe we'll get 4 at some point. We can add more in whenever we want, right? But that's fine. Let's come over here, start this recycler, keep watching our supplies roll up. Okay, that's huge. That's a big boost. And then start habitat, right, inflate. It's just empty. It's probably going to kill both these solar panels. Okay, we'll probably remove those solar panels if I remember. Or we can just stow them like full time. Because it'll just look really weird and it'll be constantly clipping through the ring as it rotates. But the inflation is working. We don't need an engineer or anything. There we go. Start rotation. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. I don't think that's actually necessary. Come over here, start life support everywhere you can. I assumed we would have more days than this. Why don't we have more habitation time? Oh, that's huge. If I turn on life support here, okay, we get double the supply, so we're fine on food. We're fine on charge with even just this many solar panels, right? And we'll be at night half the time, battery usage. I don't think it actually simulates any of that unless we have a mod that's doing it, which I think we do. Oh well. Let's see. Why don't we have more home time? And hang on, stop rotation because you're you're moving all over the place. Because we do have 8 empty seats here, right? And I mean, we can also IVA in here and unbuckle them and move around, but we also have gravity, so it's not really going to work out okay. I think we can hit a button to turn off gravity. Alt-G. Let me find the... Where is the rotation? I don't know where I am or what's going on in general. I'm just trying to find the... Oh, that's the airlock. Okay, well, we know where we are in relation to the habitation, the ring. So if we just come this way, we should encounter the ring and be able to, like, put our... sit in there. Yeah, I just went the wrong way. Unless for some reason this ring isn't actually providing seats. I don't think it is. Okay. Is it... I think this is the hatch into the ring. Like the actual ring part of the ring. God, where am I, man? Okay, yeah, we're here. I've turned off gravity, which means we're... sorry, I've turned gravity back on. Enter seat. This is where they live? Hang on, maybe... Inflatable centrifuge module. It said supports 8 Kerbals, but it might only provide a multiplier, not seats? But I just put him in the seat. He should be... I don't know if there's one of those menus out here that essentially tells you, you know, who's in what seat, like when we were putting them in. Huh. Because, yeah, 22 days is obviously a problem. And I don't think it matters that we're landed currently. Let me head back. I guess we'll go back to the space plane hangar and investigate. Maybe this is just a multiplier. Because those seats also didn't look very comfortable. They didn't look like, you know, beds. It was just a chair. So who knows? But let's head back and see. All right, I did some clicking. I still don't really know what's going on, because even if I inflate this and start the rotation everything, even the smaller centrifuges, they don't come up as having seats. But they clearly can have seats. Holds up to 6 Kerbals. Holds up to 4 Kerbals. Deployed crew capacity. Crew to deploy. Right. It's acting like it's just a modifier. It's not actually holding anybody. It says it should hold them. But I'm gonna pretend this is just a modifier, that nobody can actually live here, because there are, well, actually, it provides no seats. And I figured out how to read this a little better because I'm just stupid. This is saying current crew 1, which is technically 0 right now. This would be what happens if you just have one dude. Now, right, without fertilizer. This is the line with fertilizer. Then it's if you had 13 dudes, which is the max seats without this thing because it's not providing seats. And then also if you have fertilizer. It doesn't change habitation time. Yeah, it doesn't change any of this on this side. They should have a max of 1 year if it was full for habitation. That's not happening for some reason. Maybe I didn't turn something on, or maybe it's because it's not in space and it was just like, maybe you can only live for 7 days max on the Launchpad. I don't know. And then all the multipliers, it went to 22. Who knows? We could cheat and find out. I did find, because I'm silly and forgot this was a thing, we have habitation modules, which do not spin, but should just provide seats. And we have the dawn, we have the evening, we have the sunrise. We also have some of the inflatable ones. I think we'll just throw on one of these over here, because it just makes perfect sense. And we can either throw down a little stubby one or a bigger one. Let's see. We also have these from the Benji whatever library that don't do anything. and that makes sense. I guess like centrifuge, it makes sense to put it in a separate category, but I'm gonna pretend those are just multipliers because that's what they seem to be doing, regardless of anything else. Now we can have crew capacity 3, 5, 2. Or we can use these inflatable ones, which we would need to inflate. I'm just going to throw down the 5 here. That'll give us 5 extra seats. Theoretically, it bumps everything up a little bit. I mean, we can try looking at one of these. This is the large, because I think it's the same kind of deal where it's a little stubby one. I guess, does this just end? Okay, that one just ends at the end, so there's no node there. That makes sense. Come on. But like a long one, a little stubby one. Okay, it's not gonna let me do it. Let's like come up here and then hold Alt. There we go. And we can see what these look like. Oh! Okay, they don't inflate that much. Like, we could launch it pre-inflated just fine. But then these hold how many dudes? 3. But then again, do these provide seats? They're already inflated. No, seemingly. So either something's bugged, I'm missing some mod, some update, some who knows what. I feel like the centrifuge should have 8 seats. But I think what I'm going to do is just maybe throw even 2 of these Dawn modules on there, or 2 in general. If we do this as well, we'll have 8 seats, which is what we expected. And I don't know, it'll vary it up a little bit. The sunrise is weirdly shaped and a little small, so we'll just leave that there. But this should be what we need. Let's just make sure everything else is good on these so we're not surprised. They have their own habitat modifier, blah, blah, blah. I assume a less than 1 modifier is still a modifier. I assume it doesn't bring things down, because that would be bad, clearly. Multiplier 1.6, 0.8, 0.4. Like, it can't just make everything worse for the whole ship. That doesn't make any sense. But 2 years of habitation is okay. We can always return them. And what I'm going to do, I think, is maybe stick a couple more docking ports over here, just while we're here. And do it like that. Okay. We can always return them. We can always expand more. We can basically fight their habitation time and just keep providing them with more habitation as time goes on until they hit like 50 years or whatever, and then they're permanently, okay. Will we hit that? No, but at least not on Kerbin, because we don't really need to. Because we can always just retire this and put a station somewhere else, put a surface base somewhere else, and blah, blah, blah. We also can't have infinite fertilizer. We can make fertilizer with, like, water and other resources that we can't get in orbit. And we're not going to ship them up. We're just going to ship up new fertilizer if we need to, which will take 2 years. We might... Let me look at what another hydroponics would do. We're going to need more dudes to man this. It's not... Let me click here. Do we want it to be set to life support instead? Oh, maybe, you know what that probably does is it just directly makes life support. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it would just directly add to time, but yeah, I don't think that's it. Anyways, that would need additional crew, which I don't really want to do, because then we need additional habitation and blah, blah, blah. Let's try this. Let's just take this to the VAB, do the launch, do the whole thing we just did, and see if it's better all of a sudden, just with these extra seats. Because I think this is just not working right. Or maybe we'll just cheat and set the orbit and see what the hell happens. Set it up the same with the same 8 Kerbals, utilities empty, Dawn empty, habitation empty. Both the new habitation modules empty. We launch it up, and we try turning everything on, see what happens. We'll set the orbit just in case something changes for some reason that I'm not expecting, because it honestly just might. All right, everything here is started at 22 days. Before we do anything, I'm just gonna, let's grab, it's not Shift F12. What is the cheat button? Alt F12? Yep. And let's go on up, cheat, set orbit. I don't really care where it is. Okay, yep, thank you for, I think it was just my camera spinning, not it spinning. Still says 22 days. Okay. Let's, I mean, obviously this would be oriented. I think it would be flatter when we're up there. It's looking kind of weird right now. Let me take this down, just so we can keep seeing the screen and click all the buttons when they show up. Okay. Send some solar panels. Should provide us plenty of charge. We'll be in the daytime for a while, right? Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Recycler, turn it on. And let's see. Hydroponics, hit it. And it's, okay, mulch is going up, which is waste. Maybe we have to give it some fertilizer to get it started? Or is it making supplies and putting them in here? I don't know. Do we have to mess with the flow? It's set to -10. Everything's set to -10. I don't know. Let's just assume it's working for now. Let's open it up as well. Sure. Because did supplies go up when that happened? 100% load. I'm losing it a little bit, man. I don't remember things being like this. Start research. Start research. Start the life support. Anywhere you can. This does not have life support. That's fine. I think. Start the cyclotron. Whatever. Inflate this guy. Start habitat. Get rid of the solar panel. And start it up here. Start it up here. Start it up here. Habitation time's going up. Just not that much. Here. And how are we looking now? We're at 259 days. Still less than I would have expected. Let's start the rotation. Supplies are 12 years. That's what we're expecting. I think we're actually making fertilizer now, right? Or supplies? Are we making... 0.01. Let me just time warp. Maybe that's the secret, is things just need a second to turn on? Supplies here's still 450. Maybe we're making them at like the exact right rate. But it's still enough that we basically have, you know, years of supplies. I don't know if we can tell anywhere what's going on. The station contract is met, obviously. Blah, blah, blah. Just close all those. They don't matter. We'll see them again later because we're just going to revert this. Don't really need to show my FPS. Is there anything I'm missing with the habitation? Because it still seems low for having what should be 8 extra seats in this. And these up here. Okay, if I stop habitat there, it goes way down. So click level up crew because everybody got experience from being in orbit. Didn't change any of the numbers. I was expecting supplies maybe, if they are producing these faster. But maybe we do need a... Oh no, it is a farmer and a biologist. So neither increased the rate. Maybe the rate is different. But this is the total still that we get out of fertilizer. Supplies here is still not moving. I don't know. I mean, we can leave it up here. Oh boy. Okay, reminder to cut that out of the video when I hit the time warp button, because then the sun starts swinging around and that's not a good time for anybody. I'll leave it here like this, just for a bit, and see what happens. Our total supplies are going up very slowly, so I think we might need 2 hydroponics bays, or we throw in a hydroponics cupola at some point. It doesn't matter too much. If we had like tourists, I think our supplies would go down. Or if we add anybody to this. Because yeah, I think one of these is not quite enough. Yeah, okay, supplies is going up. Just barely. So I think we'll throw on a second one. Or maybe a different one, just like the Nomomatic or whatever. Maybe that one doesn't need crew either, which would be nice. Because then we don't have those concerns of... Okay, we get faster food, but then we have more people. Habitation, it's still... Why is it so garbage? Because like even it in the VAB is telling me we should have a year or more, or you know, close to 2. Let me double check everything it's set up to start habitat. Okay, I did miss this research lab. It just doubled my supplies time. Because I'm sure this is acting as a recycler. That's good. But I don't see anything else. Observe plant grow is just it's just a science experiment that we can do. Deflate. Stop life support. Stop habitat. So everything is running. Very interesting. I think maybe we don't need the second supplies because this is working. If we have, you know, a tourist visiting or something, yeah, I think we'll just throw another one on. And we'll see if the non-nomadic is in fact like just a machine that'll do it. Because yeah, if theoretically we would want to expand. And then it immediately becomes a problem. So we might as well just solve it now. I just don't get what's happening. Let me look up if there is a way to just see the empty seats without getting in the weeds here. So I guess we could transfer somebody here. And then, yeah, module crew 1 out of 8. So it has 8 seats. He's living in there. He'll live in there. What if I transfer everybody into here? That'll be interesting. Our supplies will go way down, obviously, because I think, you know, we'll stop producing anything. But transfer crew, transfer everybody up. I don't think it'll change anything, because it shouldn't. Where they're located, I don't think really matters. Is everything... get them out of the core as well. I think that'll make it 8. I mean, we'll see here if I just click this and it says 8. Which it does. And that doesn't change anything. I don't have an engineer, so I can't deconstruct this. I just wanted to see, you know, what would happen if this just stopped. I guess we can't deflate it while crew present. That makes sense. I think this is almost good enough. I think I might just replace this evening with another dawn or add another dawn, and then we should be okay on habitation. Because adding these added, you know, 200 days with the multipliers. Theoretically, a little bit more is going to be a lot more. But I don't think we need to test it again. I think we've got everything. It's just... just strange. It's just working strangely. I don't know. Anyways. Alright, I think it will work to throw on a nomadic here. It is automatic. It does say that. So it doesn't take any crew. So we should just throw that on. And that's great, because it's nearly as many supplies as this one. And I think, yeah, they're from 2 different mods, which is why. I guess this contributes to geology research. I don't know what that means. Just to be honest with you. But yeah, agroponics. Oh, okay. That makes sense. We can obviously see what the difference is here. Life support makes it act as a just fine recycler. I guess it's if you had no mulch, fertilizer, blah, blah, blah. This would be okay. Interesting. Maybe it's the mulch that's the problem, actually. Because we only produce mulch at a certain rate, at the rate at which they create waste. So I wonder if that's what's limiting our ability to make supplies is all this. But I think we'll just throw this on anyways. And we have the default amount of supplies here. We have all the fertilizer in the world. We don't need to bring mulch, that's for sure. But we do want it on agroponics, because that's the recipe that creates supplies. That makes a lot of sense. Glad I saw that. This will do the same thing. Perfect. It has a plant growth study as well. It can be traversed in free IVA, so even though it doesn't have crew capacity, we still can walk through it. And I guess we can check that with connected living spaces as well. And I think what we'll do over here with the seating situation is I'm going to throw another centrifuge on, but a smaller one. This only holds 4. Maybe we shouldn't. We need more material kits. How much? These hold 4,500. We can hold 9,000. So one of these should even be fine. And then let's deflate it. It's the same size as everything else. This is just big, and that's why we have the adapter, which is actually working out pretty well. I think that'll... Will it do exactly what we want? No, because it seems to be lying to me for an unknown reason. I don't know. Get in the comments. I'm also debating putting another recycler here. I think our supply situation is honestly fine. I either want... Instead of another recycler, I'm going to add another fertilizer tank. Just so we don't have to worry about that for essentially forever. Apparently can't search for fertilizer. But let's get another 2.5 meter fertilizer tank set up. And then I think we're just good. Like, that's just done. So food, habitation should be fine. Science is where it's going to be forever. We have an antenna. I didn't check that we had a connection, but I assume it worked. Is there anything else we care about? I think that is it. What I will do is, how does the Nomadic look? Okay. It doesn't expand or anything like the hydroponics bay. I'm going to add 2 more docking ports on here. And I have a theory. Oh, we do have a docking port, Junior. Maybe I should just throw a couple more of those on. Why is it doing it like that? Why is it offset? Maybe it's because we're in the spaceplane hangar and it's acting like a spaceplane, and I don't really know how how things work with those. We're in normal radial symmetry mode. Anyways, let's add a couple juniors. What we can do is, when we have those reentry modules set up everywhere, essentially as like escape pods, they'll provide seats. And preferably we'd have the 3-port ones, which means we're fine. Sorry, 3-port, 3 capacity ones, the Mark III ones, which I think means we're just fine. We just need to get them up there. That'll probably be separate to launching it, though, because docking all of those is going to be a pain. I mean, we can add some. Depends if we can fit them in the fairing, too, just as is. Maybe we could put them on by default, but I think we'll just launch them separately. And that should add some significant habitation, because if each one has 3, it's not going to have a multiplier or anything, but it's just 3 empty seats. It should... Or it doesn't come with a multiplier. We have the existing multipliers. I think we'll be okay. So I'm gonna save it. We'll put up all the sub-assemblies, and then let's actually get this thing launched like 2 hours into the video. Alright, Crude 2 here. Just gonna get renamed to Kerbin Space Station Storage Module Launcher. Is definitely our most capable vehicle to get us there, right? We've already built out this. It's likely overkill. I assume to do 4 launches, we might be able to get like a 2 if we're lucky. I haven't done the math on the math on mass, but like this got to the month back perfect, even with this kind of huge thing. So we should definitely be able to launch stuff into Kerbin orbit just fine. We might need to tweak some things on it, but let me grab the storage module. That's why we have that open. And it is upside down, so it was like this. And I'm just going to attach this there. Ignore everything else. I think this is fine for Kerbin orbit. Like a not really low, but kind of low orbit. Thrust to weight ratio 1.1 for the first stage. That's basically what we had. We can throw in the main cell if we want to, but we do need to make well, not necessarily not necessarily to this side. What we need is another multi-point connector. We need the empty side facing up. There we go. Throw it down, and that'll be how we attach everything else to this. But that should basically be it. We wrap it in a fairing and call it a day. And it can go wider if we need. But I mean, if it's wide enough for the one at the bottom, it's just enough for up here, and then there we go. So really, the first part doesn't need... I mean, we need a probe core somewhere. I don't think this can actually do anything right now. So let's come under our fairing, and we'll adapt this to the other ones as we need. Why am I still in... How am I still in sub-assemblies? What's happening? Okay, I think we're just a little glitched. So let me do what I need to do to fix this. But what we'll do is throw in a probe core, make sure we have a connection, an antenna, all that, reaction wheels, and this part is good. The rest of them we need to add some kind of monopropellant and RCS to, or we build a separate tug, but I don't really want to because I've never done that. But we'll see how things go. All right, just reloading the VAB fixed whatever was going on with the sub-assemblies. So under the fairing, the construction report should be able to just eject this. Anything on any side of this. So I think here we'll just put the probe core. And then we can just eject it when we're done with this. And that'll probably be how we set up monopropellant, blah, 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 for everything else. It'll be a little weird, but it should be fine. Now, we don't really have a large, flat probe core. So we're just going to go back, I mean, using the Octo, right? This has... Which one is our better one? I never remember between these two. It's the Hex. Because this has... prograde assist, and I think we're just going to make it large. Whatever with the tweak scale, I'll live with this. We just don't have again larger probe cores. Doing it like this would be very strange. Or with a tiny one would be very strange. And I'm gonna put on a big reaction wheel too, and I guess we'll make it like one size smaller at 2.5 meters. There we go. Everything's still covered up. We probably need to adjust the top because we added a little bit of stuff to the bottom. But is that all we need? There's an antenna, or there's not. There is one on this. I don't think it comes through the fairing. So we add one to the outside. That's perfectly fine. And then, yeah, we detach this docking port. We should be able to. We can test it real quick on the Launchpad just so I don't get royally screwed. And then this will just come off. And that's exactly what we need. How's the skipper here? And let me just check all of the staging. I don't think the skipper's going to be great because it's very heavy. Yeah. It would have a max of 1.15 after it's, out of fuel, basically. So we need to adjust this a little bit. The skipper... Been a minute. Yeah, right. It's between the poodle and the mainsail. So what can we do about that? I mean, we can just throw on another mainsail. It's one solution. We don't necessarily need it to be hyper efficient. It's not even that much more efficient in a vacuum. It's like a little bit more. The poodle's obviously better, but the poodle's not going to do anything. Yeah, this is looking okay to me. Stage 2. Which one is stage 2? Oh, just the mainsail is exactly at 1. Unless it's running out of fuel, which is fine. So this should be okay. let's send it. All right, I think what I'm going to do is, well, Crew 2 had a problem with MechJeb. I'm just going to send it here. And yeah, we know this. It's real slow. I'm just going to check up here. Do we have a rendezvous? We don't have rendezvous set up here. Can I make a rendezvous? Intercept target at chosen time. I think that would work for, you know, rendezvousing the rest of this. We can do it manually. Because I think there is a dedicated, like, rendezvous. There's a dedicated dock mode. We just don't have them unlocked, which means we're doing it old school. Which is completely fine. It's just going to take a little longer. But we do have, like, rendezvous info. But so does Flight Engineer. So I think we're good there. And there's should be a launch to rendezvous button if we have a target set when we launch. So that should be totally fine when we actually get the rest of them up there. But for now, obviously something needs to go first. And I think this, maybe the science one is heavier. Maybe the habitation one is heavier. Ah, crap, I just realized something. Well, one, I just blew everything up. Two, we need to add material kits to this storage tank now that we have the second centrifuge. So let me run back and do that, because we're gonna need, I'm just gonna fill it up. Yeah, we're gonna need more to deploy the second inflatable centrifuge. So whoops, at least I realized it. Shouldn't affect, it does affect things a little bit, but this should be, I think it might be cutting it close on Delta V, to be honest with you. Because it's about like 3,200 to get into Kerbin orbit, but we're just going to send it and test it. Because screw doing the math. Alright, boosters detached. We're back. We solved the material kits problem. And thankfully I noticed, otherwise we were going to have to do some shenanigans, probably when we brought up the Kerbals to, you know, actually inflate the stupid things. Because yeah, that would be when we inflate them. But anyways, we're still coming up here. There's Minmiss. Oh, hello, Minmiss. I think it's the first time we've seen you in the sky ever, because you're usually in a wacky place. Right, don't flip the camera backwards, otherwise that happens. Which is just strange, but keep coming here. Yeah, MechJeb's doing its thing, where it's like, I want to lean way too hard, way too low. Which is, it's only happening with this, so I imagine it's something with the way I built this, or how stupidly heavy the front of this is, most likely. Because yeah, this is almost definitely gonna fail. If we even have enough Delta V, because I'm gonna pull up the Delta V map, which I think I've just had bookmarked for like the past 10 years. Oh, Imgur took it down. Okay, KSP. While this just essentially heads straight to crash. But I think it's 3,400 for an 80-kilometer orbit, if everything's ideal. We have like 3,410 Delta V, right? We're going to need to do something. We might just need more side boosters, which is perfectly fine. Just because this is so heavy with the material kits and the fertilizer. The batteries are also probably pretty heavy. I don't know how heavy their cycling module is, but it's just heavy, so let's fix this. Alright, the lazy way of fixing it, 4 side boosters. The expensive way of fixing it, actually, how many? Because these are the thoroughbreds. They're 9,000 each. I guess it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much. Because this should be most of it. That takes away, yeah, that's only like 80,000. I think this is a lot of the cost of the whole station as well. Is it mostly the batteries? Yeah, the batteries are pretty expensive. But the material kits might be as well. Who knows? But this should fix things. I lowered their thrust a little. Oh, I did a second ago. Just get it to like 1.2 because it's going to go very fast as these run out of fuel. And the fuel's going to last for 90 seconds. So start me out at like a 1.28. And then they're going to go up to 3. We could even not really asparagus stage them because they're solid rockets. Or they're solid fuel, but we could do 2 and then 2 later. I don't think that would fly, though. I think it would be too low with just 2. Because they would also have to carry the weight of these, which is kind of a problem. But let's try this. Theoretically, there's enough delta V. And I think things might get better at this stage with just the 1 mainsail left in the 2 tanks. Based on like the thrust to weight and what's going on here. This should be okay. And again, just 100-kilometer orbit, nothing crazy, right? So should be good. I'll launch it here with you just so we can see what's going on. Little loud. This part I think is getting turned down with 4 of these. Looking a lot better. The fins, of course, the 4 fins are still out of the way of the boosters. But I think we're doing a lot better. I'll just cut to the part where they detach, and we'll see how the rest of it goes, and we might need to just override MechJeb a little bit, because it's still... We need to get out of the thick part of the atmosphere before we turn so crazy towards the horizon. Just because of how this thing is built. And they're detaching in a second. And kind of just wiggling MechJeb here to just stay up at, kind of this 45-degree angle. It did, the nice part about those specifically is they have gimbal, which is, I think it says in the description that it's rather unique for a solid rocket booster, but it's nice for controllability at least. Especially on, you'd only use them on something massive, and guess what this is? Right, turning the camera does its thing. I'm just gonna keep putting up a little bit. We should be, I think, mostly okay to come back down. Now, this is still, stage 2 or whatever. It depends how you're ordering things, but we still have the other mainsail in here. That should have a great thrust to weight ratio, so I'm not worried about that one. And yeah, it looks like we're okay. We're not going to just get way too fast, way too low like we did last time. So, this should work out. And we staged a couple seconds ago. There's all the bits and bobs. Not worried in the slightest. This should go up to 100,000. Oh, well. Her fuel's a little low, but I think that's just me worrying because, it's been a while since we just got into orbit. Because, like, what? Orbital speed's like 24? Yeah, I mean, basically this, right? And we're not going, again, crazy high. That's plenty of fuel to circularize. We're, mostly done anyways. There you go, our solar panels. Thank you, MechJeb. And this one is looking good. And yeah, you're occluded by the other one. Whatever. You'll live. Maybe I should have offset them a little so like this one was over here. That would make sense. Because they might always be occluded. Well, this one's not. I'm sure it's just the angle we're at. Or yeah, you're occluded by the rest of the craft, so whatever. It's not perfect. Nothing is. Nothing I do is either, so... But we have a perfectly fine connection. It should always have a connection. The whole station, which is ideal. But, I mean, that's circularized, and we just leave it here. And then we launch the next piece up, and... Huh. I've just realized something. I could launch all 4 and then try to dock all 4. Not at once, but in a row. We just leave them up and then dock it all at once. Interesting. We'll see what we do. We could do that. We could not do that. But this part's done. Chilling. I guess we'll circularize it better. Can I just tell MechChip to do it? Like, if you could just be at 100,000, that would be pretty cool. I would like that very much, instead of just having this slightly off orbit bothering me for the rest of the time. We can also just use the station keeping mod we have for this to essentially set it. But let's fix it real quick here if we can. It's going to burn probably a little too much with a mainsail on this. Oh, no, you're doing fine. You just didn't really do what I asked you to do. Oh, it was probably just setting the inclination, actually. Let me just turn prograde here. I guess the inclination was a little off for whatever reason. But then we just burn. At least get them both over 100,000. That's fine. Maybe even a little more. And then, yeah, we're kind of chilling. Okay, next piece. I will real quick. Let me detach the engine. We won't be able to station keeping this, but no, I think we're fine where it is. I don't think it needs to be exact. So let me undock. Engine goes away, and then we're just this with no connection as expected, because there's no probe core anymore. So this is just hopefully not considered debris, but we should have our debris limit high enough that it doesn't matter. Now this is, okay, it is detached. So we can do that. Perfect. We still have access to the probe core. So we should probably move away. And then we can just also turn retrograde and drop this, essentially. Just for fun. We don't need to delete it or anything. It'll just burn up because it's definitely on a collision course. So yeah, let's get the next part up, whichever part that's going to be. And I think how we'll do this is we just rename this, and I think we'll go with hydroponics next, the one straight across from it. And then we just come here. No, that's the whole rocket. Let's come here and delete. So we'll just grab this part, throw this in the garbage, grab the sub-assembly, hope our menu doesn't break, and then it's agriculture. I think I renamed it. I'll rename the whole thing. It should be like agricultural, probably. Oh, that's come off. Where's the root part of this? Okay. Is that how I had it? Right. I need a construction port on the bottom. Please still work? No, it has broke again. All right, let me reload the VAB, and there we go. It's all hooked up here. I do need that construction port still. So we come down to construction. We grab the docking port senior. Make sure it's facing the right way. And this will attach to the hub at the center of what we had planned. That's on the one sitting up there right now. Which is pretty perfect. It'll go straight across because this was straight across in the original. Yeah, okay. And we can set it up just like that. That should be fine. Although, no, because we need to dock... I think we want this upside down, actually. Which, right, I can't click up there. Bonk, bonk. Okay. Because this side is going to be the front that actually docks. So we need that available. This will detach just like we did earlier, because this is... It looks the same, but it's not the same. This was just for future expansion, right? But we'll need RCS and monopropel. Now, for RCS, we put the blocks around the center of mass of whatever's taking it there, which means I think we need to keep the probe core and the reaction wheel attached. So we need probably just a decoupler on this to decouple the fairing and the rest of the crap, right? When we're just going to dock. So we'll grab, sure, a stack separator should be fine enough. We should also probably move, well no, place another antenna inside the fairing just in case. And it should be, 1 second, the separator needs to be on the inside of the fairing. So it'll dump everything on this side, perfect. And we'll need to, let me just delete the fairing for now, because we'll need to reshape it anyways. That was for the other one, so it stops being annoying. And then we go to RCS. And I never know what to use here. I don't use the one ports, because I just like them to be omnidirectional. Let me just check the difference between these. I think this one, let it rotate. It doesn't have one on top, right? This one doesn't either, but it's angled. I think just the base game ones are what I normally use, or I normally have more unlocked. And then let's check what the center of mass of, I guess we do need a tank on this. We need a monopropellant tank. And I think we're just gonna make sure it's large enough, because it's probably gonna take a while to dock. Let's just make it a little bigger. And then take this off. And then yeah, center of mass of this now. What's happening? There it is. Okay, I don't really know what just happened. But because we have the tank on now, it's down here. And let's set 4-way symmetry. That should give us every direction. And I guess as we drain fuel, where does it move? It should go up, right? So yeah, basically I want them all over this tube, and we call it a day. Sure, I'll do 4. It might be a little too much, kind of whatever. We'll test it. I think we are just going to dock this immediately, because if we get all of the modules up there then dock, we're gonna probably have some time warp action in there. They're going to, unless they're perfectly like the same speed, they're gonna drift apart. So, and we don't want that, obviously. So let's just not deal with it. I'm trying to taper this to, yeah, it's not really working. Okay, there we go. And then that should be good. Let's save this. I have no readout here, which means staging is broken. Right, because the stack separator is going first. That'll do it. Everything else should be fine, right? Yeah, you'll move up, and then we just take over with RCS. We'll have a connection. Should be okay. I think we send it. I'm going to skip the launch. This will be much better. I'm actually going to turn thrust down a little more. This one's lighter, so we are not going to have a problem. We have way more delta V. So like straight up, this will be easy. Just the docking will be the hard part. But I'll meet you when we're in orbit, basically. I totally lied. I'm going to click up here. Right, okay, hang on. Is it going to say launcher, probe? Which one is which? One of these is currently on its way towards the bottom of the ocean or just being exploded. Okay, launcher is technically the one we want to target because that's the one in orbit. Perfect. I guess it's not classified as debris, maybe because it has docking ports on it. I don't know. That's fine. But let's see. I can launch to rendezvous. Perfect. It'll give me the time. Warp to plane. I guess we just manually time warp it. I assume it'll cancel. But let me see, because I never know when to launch to rendezvous. Let me see what MechJeb thinks is the ideal time. Is it just when it's overhead? That doesn't make much sense to me. Oh, right. I think I have to manually hit the button. Okay. It's... Yeah. I don't really know how it calculates that or how it works. But I think the theory is we're going to be over here, and then we'll just meet up with it when we're circularizing, and we'll be pretty close. We'll find out how that goes, but I guess I'll bring you along for this first one. At least let me just get up a little higher and see how it goes, and bring you back. I have noticed something. We're going the other way. And I'm not entirely sure why it's doing... Oh, because autopilot isn't on. So it's just leaning that way because that's how the weight is distributed. Good. Let me try that again. All right, I've actually hit engage autopilot this time. It's doing the time warp for me. I think it's going to launch it for me as well when this hits 0, which we'll find out in just a second. My bad, but let's just make sure it works. And I guess launch countdown is when time warp stops, basically, because it was about 11 seconds. There we go. Okay, so it should actually try to rendezvous with this thing, but now I'll bring you back by the time we get up there and see where we're at. That makes sense. So what it just did was get essentially the intercept marker right about here, and then it's going to circularize where that was, and then I don't think it'll actually try to do a rendezvous, but it's getting it close enough. And this was nicely constructed, if I do say so myself. Let me deploy that, because I don't know why I didn't. Probably the staging. But I didn't have to do any nonsense with trying to get it to pivot up a little bit, the stupid autopilot. Because this one's much less heavier, right? It's really just the stupid agriculture, and that's it. So let's see. It's going to do that. It's going to stage. Wonderful. We're going to have plenty of extra fuel. But yeah, it's nearby. I guess it's not near enough to... I don't know where it is. So it would be this way? I don't know. We're in the dark here a little bit, literally. But to kind of see the target on the screen. But yeah, it's going to get here, and then from there we can just kind of pivot around and see where we end up if I adjust these a little bit. Like if I just do little burns to try to get them closer. Or we can just like warp to around here. And then we want to burn towards the target, which is... No, we want to burn away from the target so our relative speed is 0, basically. And I think that one is at target. I never remember what the icons look like. And this is anti-target? I believe so. So when we're at our closest point, which is coming up very shortly, if I can get pointed in time. Nope, that's towards target. Of course it is. Okay. We could try to flip it quickly. Or actually, no, I just want to burn retrograde from here. I'm stupid. We're literally getting further away. We can open up the rendezvous menu. But we just want to point retrograde because it's already targeting the target. We want to burn relative speed, which means we point retrograde, of course. I'm a silly guy. And then to actually get closer, we burn at target, which is the triangle one, I think. So we're like 4,000 meters away. That's fine. Let's go essentially just real slow. Get it to 0. And, you know, close enough. And then we'll want to find wherever the triangle marker is, which I think is where retrograde is currently. And then actually we should be able to just see now. Where the hell is it? You should see a green thing, right? That's like you're targeting this. It should be on the same plane, so I should just be able to do this and see it. And it's away from where the mun is, which is that way, so it should be here. I don't know why I'm not seeing the thing. I'm going to quick save just in case. It might not be loaded yet is the other thing. But let me just make sure this does make sense, because we should be burning... Oh, the mun's gone. Essentially point our engine at the mun, and then that'll get us here. Because I think I'm pointing at target. Let me pull up what the markers... KSP nav ball markers, just to make sure I'm not literally doing the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do. Nav ball, give me the thing. Target prograde is the circle. Which I think everything just flipped. Is the other part. Okay, you know what? Hang on. We can try... Essentially to get this... Oh, let me stop targeting retrograde. That would make sense. This intercept real close when we do another loop around, basically. Okay, it's getting further, so let me flip around. It was real close a second ago. But of course, even a tiny little speed change is going to change that dramatically. Let me right click it so it stays on the screen. Ah, crap. Hang on. I think we need to be within like... I gotta turn down the power of the mainsail. It's not ideal to use for this. I'm gonna turn it down to 2.5. How's that sound? And we gotta flip around again. And then we give this, you know, the throttle just a little tap. Okay, it stopped moving there, so I think that's as close as we're getting by doing it in this silly method. So let's warp around. Actually, this is also an intercept, but it's so far apart. I'm just going to wait until this one. I forgot we have two. But this will become orange. And we're still like at night, which is not really ideal to be in the dark here. Oh, I cancel time. What do you mean you cancel time warp? Okay, we're like a kilometer away. I still don't see. Why don't I see it? I'm targeting it. It should show up as green on the over here. But let's just burn retrograde. And then that should like sync up our orbits if we're moving at the exact same speed. Just, you know, we'll be a little far from it. But we won't stop moving. We'll stop moving away from it if our speed is the same. See? Here we go. That passed by. That's probably a good sign. Keep going. And we want to follow that retrograde. Just get it to as close to 0 as you can. Okay, it's just gone. So I think that's pretty good. We'll be nearly in the daylight here. We'll be separated by 1.2 kilometers. We're closer than that right now. Why can't I see it? I'm just going to go past this. Give me the light so I can maybe like actually see it. Because we should be able to. And I think like we're close enough. Yeah. There it is. Why don't you have the big green thing on you? Is that a setting I can turn off? Let me look for it, or I don't know. F4. It's F4. Must have hit F4 at some point weeks ago. But it at least tells me, you know, where to move to point at target without just using the nav ball. So let me take this off. And then it is the circular one. I'm just hitting the wrong button to go where I want to go. Be nice if I had, you know, the ability to target, but of course we don't with this probe core. So let's burn at it. Let's burn a little in front of it, I suppose, because I don't want to hit it, but just get the speed situation figured out so that we get closer. And of course, our thrust is very, 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 very small here, so let's just turn up the throttle. And I think we want, yeah, we want our pro-grade ball to line up with the reaction wheels. Still suck on this. Maybe because I have a ton of fuel in here. But like I'm holding S and it's not doing anything. Maybe if I rotate it and then maybe it's the stability. Is this what is happening? I can't get it to go where I want it to go. I can move left and right. Well, relatively, I have no idea what these directions are, but whatever I consider to be up. There we go. Now we're doing it because we've rolled. But just move the prograde icon onto this, and then we'll turn around, burn off all relative speed, detach this, and just do the docking. Just get it on there. It's pretty good. It should mean we're moving directly at target. Or at least close enough. We adjusted a little bit there. Then we turn retrograde. Crude 2 debris. That's so funny. So somewhere back there, from a while ago, I just need to go in and delete. But there we go. We're moving at it. And for some reason it like moves when you do physics warp. I don't know, some weird calculation nonsense. Let's get nice and close. We're not going to hit it, I think. And then burn. Maybe turn up the thrust limiter just a little bit so that I actually stop, you know, relatively speaking. And then we're going to need to target the retrograde marker manually because we're under 1 meter per second. Perfect. We've basically stopped. So now we decouple. And then we just have RCS and the reaction wheel. We should have more than enough fuel. And I can never remember the controls. So let me try to get used to it here. Let me face a direction. I also want to control from the docking port. And we want to attach to this. Because this, the batteries was where the expansion was. This is straight across from all that, which is exactly where we wanted to be. And we're moving away from that junk slowly. And I gotta remember, or at least figure out what to hit to go where. So right now, that's down. So let me flip so that when I press I go up. Is what I want. Perfect. We also want to turn this way, because we want to line up with that. So let's do this. And then slow down. Well, I'm going to quick say one more time. And then we want to move backwards. So I'm hitting K. No, that's down. Is K. N should be, yep, N is reverse. Just getting it all lined up relatively, right? So we move up. Oh, it's the stupid SAS is freaking out. You can leave it on, just don't target a specific thing. Why would you do that? Okay, it just randomly decided to go back to hitting retrograde, which is not fun for me. Okay. Just let's do this. No. Stop moving away, which means I think H. Yeah, it's kind of all... I think I've lost it. I think I'm actually upside down from where I want to be. Yes, I want to... When I hit L, I want to move right. And then when I hit I guess we're moving down. That's fine. That makes sense. I just need to rotate it again to line up here. Because that'll be, you know, if we just translate properly, we'll be lined up. And I think I hold H a little bit. And then just keep hitting I to move down. How's our fuel? I'm going to just leave it up there. We're so fine. We have just an absurd amount. Okay. Move left a little so you stop moving this way. We should have some kind of docking camera mod as well, but let me just do the first one the old-fashioned way. I think we got to stop moving down when we're looking at it like this. And I think I'm still moving forward. Oh, quite a lot. And oh, I saved the solar panel. Holy crap. It literally moved. It should have broke. It should have broken, but it sure didn't. Okay. I think I just also want to hit... yeah, there's a camera. Snap, aim camera. Yeah, there we go. So that I'm looking at it from here. Solar panel's kind of... You can retract that one for sure. I is what? Hang on, is I down more? Yes. And then left. Stop going down. You really just need to move left and then forward. And do a little rotation. I think now is a fine time to get the docking camera. We should be able to see... yeah, just literally see it. And then just translate accordingly. Let's go down. I'm just looking solely at the left camera now, which I guess I'm going to move up here so it's a little easier to see. Stop moving down. And then move right just a touch. Move up. And cancel the speed for moving up. And we're pretty much lined up right up with it, right? We might be tilted a little bit. But then H is moving me this way. So we're getting closer. I want to move down a little bit because we're not like angled correctly. Which I don't really want to fix right now. I think we just let the magnet do its thing. No, I think I do need to... Oh! Move back. Stop moving so fast towards it. Oh, boy. Hitting W. Stop moving so fast towards it. Moving away from it now. And then I go down. Perfect. Use your reaction wheels to line up better with it, is what I'm trying to do. So I'm just holding S, except it's taking a long time. I think this is also spinning. That might be part of the problem. I might have bumped it actually with the solar panel earlier, and now it's just spinning ever so slowly. It doesn't have a probe core, so it doesn't even have SAS on, so it'll just spin. And the problem is I kind of need to match that. Except I can't for some reason, because S and W don't work. Nope. Is it because of the way I'm rotated? That the monopropellant won't even fire in that Direction? I don't know. Oh god, okay. I've kind of screwed it a little bit. I assume it's when I bumped it. I'm gonna move back. Look, I'm putting in this whole thing. We'll cut the other docs, otherwise this video is gonna be like 6 hours long. But I just want to... yeah. I just want to, yeah. Why can't I pivot this the way I need to? Like I can do this and then move this way, and now we're moving in the way we need to. I just... Maybe it's because of the way we place the RCS. I still am not the... I don't know where to place them. There's like an auto build mod, but like... I'd rather just figure out how to place them. Maybe I just turn off RCS and try to do this with reaction wheels for a second. So we have roll. We kind of have nothing else. Sorry, no, only W works. Which means I'm just gonna flip it. Maybe it's because I'm controlling from there. Maybe I should control from back here. Or aim the camera there. Okay. Be so much easier. Wait, I should just line up and point target, you fool. That's how you line it up like that. And we're kind of low enough now that because it's spinning, I think we can get it if we really try. I need to figure out how to cancel the way I'm moving. Oh no. What am I hitting? Turn on physics warp for a second, okay? See, S still does nothing. I don't know why S does nothing. Because you can see my pitch down here. If I hit W, it moves. S literally doesn't work. I gotta like Google it or something. Okay, I've learned about a new thing that has fixed the problem. If you hold Alt while you press the control, the WASD-QE, it'll trim them. Don't know what the hell that means. You hit Alt-X, it comes back, which means we have pitch down. Which means I can actually do this now. Because controlling this thing works. I had no idea about that. I don't think I've ever done it. I don't know when I hit Alt-S, but I trimmed it so much it just disabled the button. We're facing backwards as well. Can't help but notice. But I think we're able to do this now. And I think we'll leave the probe core on this stage. We won't dump the rest of it because we just leave SAS on. That way we don't run into this spinning problem. Let me get closer again, and then I'll bring you back. I won't subject you to the whole thing. All right, I think we're doing it right about now. I think I've got the controls figured out enough with where I'm at now. And I'm coming in slowly, and I'm just trying to correct it as we do. Watching the camera, watching the other view, just to make sure we're good. Again, it's still slightly rotating. And oh, the sun is set. Okay, great timing. Took us one whole daylight cycle. Okay, hang on. H. I gotta move up a little bit. Gotta move right. And down and left, right. Nope. And towards it. Other button. Please. just quick save there. Are they set to 200% docking acquire force? I think they're pivoting towards each other. They should lock in any second now with the magnets or whatever. Just keep burning towards it. I assume I placed it the right way. I sure hope I did. Good enough. Just keep bumping it up. Okay, turn off RCS. Holy crap. Okay, that took forever. You can turn off the docking camera. It's just going to be the inside of this stupid thing. Okay. Now what? I'm just keep quick saving. Just keep hitting it. Now what? Now this is up here. We leave you attached so that we don't have this horrible, horrible spin problem. I'm going to retract some of these other solar panels just to make sure we can connect everything else. Because it's going to come... I guess it doesn't really matter if it's these two or these two. I guess it will be these two because that's how we had planned it, right? Just a flat thing. So we're going to come in here and do... I think this one was science. Come in here and do habitation. We will do this weld so that you can see it. You do have the option to rotate first. I don't know what that'll do. I imagine it'll turn it like 90 degrees. I'm going to quick save again and find out. Because I think we do want that for the solar panels. And it does this explosion and it becomes one thing and I guess it induces some rotation too. I have no idea if that helped or not. I don't know what that rotate button's all about. But these are directly connected like there was never a docking port there. Let me hit control from here. And maybe that'll help it stop freaking out. Like, turn on physics warp. I do just want to do your SAS thing and stop it from rotating. Maybe it's because I clicked rotate that this is... Oh! Maybe that's what it means by rotate? That can't be right. Oh, it's also very off-center now. That's not supposed to be like... I'm just gonna hit compress the normal way. I don't know what that's supposed to do. I've reloaded. Let's just try it. Compress parts. Okay, I guess that's what it meant by rotate. I don't really get the implications of that other than it offset this for some weird reason and then also started rotating. Like it said, I assumed it would just, pivot at 90 degrees, but I guess you just have to dock better. Or turn before you dock, obviously, but that's fine. Let's head back. We'll launch up, let's do science next, because I think we can fit everybody in habitation and then not have to do a bring everyone back up launch. Or not really back up, but you know what I mean. All right, science module. I just skipped the rest of it. You don't need to see the launch. It was good enough. This surprisingly wasn't too heavy. I mean, we have this much fuel left, so maybe it was, but we've rendezvoused. Let me go ahead and do what we do, which is decouple that. And let's see, control from here. Target something. Honestly, it doesn't need to be anything in particular. If we get it on the wrong side is what I had it in the VAB, who cares? Who cares, truly? But yeah, I set up the RCS, everything. This is about the center of mass because this thing is massive. But you're not rotating anymore, so I should be really able to just point at you and go. Like, we're pretty lined up already. Let me turn on this. Let me also turn up the acquire force and whatever else is going on there. Because that seemed to help last time. We're doing it at night again, which I guess we're coming out of it soon enough. Like, I might just time warp for like 2 minutes here and we should be able to see a little better. But like, line up the docking camera. And sure, just... I'm getting closer if we turn on time warp, so I might as well, I guess. And then there we go. Okay. Slow it down. Turn on RCS. I might just skip the next docking entirely. Not like entirely, but most of it. Let me get the controls the way I want them though, so that when I hit L, I need to be moving right. Okay, there we go. That's the way my brain prefers it. I did put on like 8 8-way symmetry for some of these. I don't know if it's going to help or hurt. I just figured more is a little better because it's so huge. I guess it wasn't that huge, but whatever. And we have plenty of fuel. We've had plenty of fuel. Get closer. And move to the left a little. We're kind of drifting too far off. And then maybe cancel that left speed and point up. Like so. Let me just bring up my fuel just to make sure we do have enough monopropellant. And we stay having enough. Okay. We're lined up pretty well. Let me stop moving down. Okay. Now how about we just point at this thing? I'm using the nav ball right now. I think that might be the way to do it. So that... Okay, line up the ports on the camera, and then on the nav ball, line up the target with prograde, and then just move at it. That should be it, I think, actually. Because we're moving in the right direction. I'm pointed at the right direction. We should just dock. And we're moving, let's move at like 1 meter per second. And then just let it go for, I suppose, the next 28 seconds. But that should be pretty hands-off. Okay, maybe I've learned some things. Because you can, using the nav ball here, if I just hit L, I'm going to move the prograde marker right. And then you just line them up. So maybe I'm getting better at this all of a sudden. Now that I'm being forced to explain it for the first time in my life. Okay, maybe a little slower now that we're right here. Might need to move like a little more left, a little more down. And then there's the magnets, and then we're good. Okay. 3 out of 4. Let's make sure. Quick save. And compress. No nonsense. Perfect. Let's head back. Grab our Kerbals. We'll see how they... I can't turn off the docking camera, but that should be fine. I think it's because that docking port no longer exists. But we'll see who we can fit. Actually, wait, hold up. I've just realized, oh no. Our 4 main Kerbals are on board, probably in the science labs. Actually, wait. Just in this one? Yeah. Okay. Well, we've expanded the mission a little bit. We're going to need to return them. That's for sure. They have enough supplies for 10 days should be completely fine. They'll starve for 15. Habitation should be fine. Because we'll get them up here in like an hour, basically. This whole thing has only been up here for 2 hours, I think. I don't know if this is the oldest part times up here or what we just did, but they'll live. I just didn't realize I brought them. Whoops. I've just realized we should also, if we still have the contract... Oh, there was one for orbital maneuvers or something to dock for the first time. We probably lost it because we've already docked. Like, in orbit of the homeworld. Yeah, we've already done it, so we just lost that contract. Whoops. Oh well, let's get back to it. Alright, back in here. Enough Delta V. Surprisingly light, probably because these inflate. And all the weight is in the material kits that are not coming with us on this one. So I think we're pretty okay. We just need to... I did add a stack separator here so we can use the airlock. It's not a construction port this time. But we still need to add RCS to this section and then like rebuild the fairing. And then see... We should be able to fit our 8 Kerbals in here. And then we'll need to figure out how to get Jeb, Bob, Bill, and Valentina down. It's nice they're visiting, just a little early and unexpected. for sure. Okay, so RCS, I don't know, I guess I'll take you through this again. That's not maybe the greatest place for that, actually. For the center of mass, I can't really affect it. I guess I could. If I just add another tank, it doesn't change it that much. Will this, like, work? I guess. I'm gonna do... Kind of liked having the 8. It makes things a little weirder, but I think it was better and, you know, like quicker to turn and all that. Yeah, see, I can't really get them here is where I want them. So maybe I go here and then like down here. And all they need to be is like equidistant from center of mass. And it'll move up very slightly. We really don't use that much monopropellant. There's no like measuring tool, I think, so we just need to eyeball it. Like, let me take my finger on the screen and then do the little pinch with the thumbs. I think this needs to come down a little bit, and then honestly, I think we're fine. So throw in the stack separator, rebuild the fairing. Let me get the crew sorted first. So we had pilot, scout in the core. Nobody here. Habitation will just store the scientists and such. So, biologist. We had a farmer. That's for the manned agriculture one, the hydroponics, and then 4 scientists. Right? There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then that's it. Everyone else will just kind of hang out in the astronaut complex for the rest of time until we need to put them somewhere else. But you guys are not useful right now. And then, yeah, I think we'll launch another mission just to bring up the pods to dock to this thing, and then use, I guess, 2 of them to bring down the 4 that are up there. Or we could just bring like 1 hitchhiker storage container, I suppose, but whatever. Whichever works. Because I don't really want to use up all the... Sort of bring down all the re-entry modules, or 1 of them if I don't have to. We can just use like the hitchhiker storage container and then put a heat shield on it or something, but... Yeah, Delta V here is fine. I'll meet you when we've rendezvoused, but that's it for here. last piece coming into dock. Let me just hit H to thrust up, and honestly, looking pretty good. It didn't take that long for this one. I think I am getting better at it, but we should be slowly floating in. Not quite pointed on the docking camera at it, but I think we're moving at this angle. I mean, the prograde's lined up with the target marker. We should just be getting there soon enough. I might as well speed up and then just speed back down in a second. Then, okay, yeah, there we go. Let's adjust the markers now on the nav ball. Slow it down. Magnets should just take us right in, though. Look at that on the docking camera. Oh, okay, now we've just stopped because I'm not moving forward. Got right up on it. Luckily, I did come up on the right side. I didn't plan to. I just happened to be when I did the rendezvous. And look at that. There we go. Okay, so quick save me. Couple more things we should do while we're here, because everyone's going to live on this for a minute until I get the, the thing back up. But real quick, weld or compress, whatever. Then we pull up life support, and we need to get people transferred to where they need to go. So real quick, let's open up this guy. I'm going to need to take down this solar panel. Inflate. Inflate. There we go. And we need to turn everything on. It might not be crewed yet. That's fine. Just power it on, as we did in the testing. Turn on that big recycler. Tanks are good. Start research. It should be fine once scientists actually arrive. Hit the cyclotron. We can dump all the probe cores and everything in a second. We could leave one on, just in case we completely abandon the station at some point. That they, you know, remain, or I don't know, we have some type of control over it. Shouldn't really matter, I think. We should, however, come to the station core. Let's hit command, rename, Kerbin Space Station. Ta-da! Didn't give me the option to set the naming priority. I assume it is now named that. Kerbin Space Station. Wonderful. Let's hit rotation. I don't know if that actually matters. Start habitat, you know the drill. I'm going all over the place here a little bit. Start life support. You, I don't think, have life support. Okay, you actually do need to be crewed to turn on. Some of these are just a little broken. Start. Okay. Now, let's do the transferring. I just need to figure out who's who. Which means I guess I come down here. And then actually, you guys are fine. You're the scout and pilot, which means you stay there. And I turn on life support. And I turn on life support. And start habitat. And start habitat. Okay, that's everything. So now we transfer everybody else. So, Mr. Azdun, you are in here. You get transferred to this lab, because everyone else is in this one. So give it a second. Then who else is in here? Let's see. You guys are fine. Barden is in here. Barden is a biologist, which means you get moved into here. Then Yenbas, I assume, is how your name is pronounced. You are a farmer, which means you are also moving into there. I don't know why it's saying I can move this. I guess it can store a person. Who knows? I'm not even going to bother trying. Beerbert. Getting a lot of I mean, they might just all be European names now that I think about it. Where even are you? Hello? Am I blind? Okay, maybe this can only store so many. I don't know. Oh, I can expand it. But I think that's only what's visible here. Okay, that's fine. Maybe it's not fine? Okay, hang on. Let's transfer everybody who's not supposed to be here into one of these. Guys, that's full now. There you go. Actually, we should just transfer them all to one of the rotators. Let's get them all in the big centrifuge. Tanric, I don't know who you are. Give it a second. Jeb. Get in. Bill. Get in. And then Valentina's still over here. Yep. Hop in. Okay. So now we have your Tanbrick, Tan whatever. Tanric is a scientist. I think we can assume that you're both scientists. You're all scientists? Because I think the only... we should have 4, right? That button is off my screen. Tanric goes in here. Okay, this is now manned by 2 scientists. Start research for when we have research. And then what about Veerbert and Orderly? I think maybe we can tell on the life support page. There we go. You're both also scientists. Okay, that makes sense. It's really the last 2. So you go in the other science lab. Okay. Good news. Wow, okay, we have 3 years with this. I think, right, we did add this, and then I never checked how much habitation time we would have. And that's 3 years with 4 extra Kerbals, which is lit. These guys are indefinite because they're pilots and scouts, and they should only need 1 year. So they could live here until their food expired. So that's cool. Everybody is where they should be for now. Let's go ahead and, I guess, yeah, first we'll detach the excess. So let's just drop this. That'll float away eventually. It doesn't have any... It just has reaction wheels, so we could turn it, but it'll just fall away. It'll eventually run out of power, at which point I guess it becomes debris. Let's... can I hit L? Is L not the lights button? Maybe I can't click on this. I don't know. I don't know. Let's go ahead and expand these guys. I think they might only... They just turn the lights on automatically when it's night, which we'll see in a second, actually. Include by environment. Yeah, makes sense. That's floating around there now. Okay. What else? Let's detach this. And this one. Why? Right, I included the stack separator so that the airlock is actually accessible. Otherwise, there would just be a decoupler that... Hello? What? Okay, it's not actually there. I'm right now moving the entire station, which is not... I think the core still has a reaction wheel, but the fact that that didn't move... Normally those move away. Oh. Right, something equal opposite reaction is, I guess it tried to, and then this is so insanely massive that was not possible. So it did not move in this direction. It just basically ejected that and then detached itself. That's funny. Okay. let's double check. And by that, I mean I'm going to cut and make sure everything is as it should be. Looking good. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to EVA Bob. It's a good thing we have Bob here, because we can transfer Bob EVA. Right, okay, I guess we have to transfer him to the airlock so that he's able to EVA. There we go. But Bob, as an engineer, well, actually, I think anyone can do this, right? I think this is part of USI. I think in the base game, only an engineer can do this. But he's going to turn this crap that we've ejected into more material kits so that we don't have to bring up more. If I want another centrifuge, we can just... yeah, there we go. We can just use these. And look at 32,000 for the probe core. Okay, or 3,200. That's pretty good. We could only store like 9,000 or so. So these 3 that are floating around here should fill up those tanks, and then we can deploy another centrifuge if we ever need to. Or, I don't know, we can come here to steal these if we desire for whatever reason. If we just need some material kits. Oh, actually, this one's far away enough. Far enough away that we can extend it without, well... maybe without clipping into the thing. No, it's still good even if it's flat like this. Perfect. I'm trying to see. Do I have to be closer, or can he just not do this? I guess he just can't see what's in them. I don't see where the other one went. There it is. Of course, it's where I ejected it from. But yeah, this will be good. They just find a tank nearby that can store them, which is awesome. And yeah, we lost a bunch of that one because we're full on storage. So that's pretty cool. We don't need to worry about that crap. That's just like real debris. Since the tanks are full, I'm not going to bother. They also might be too far to reclaim. Well, let's board, and I guess we'll do a little tour as well. Can I just... Yeah, I'll turn off the... Maybe I won't turn off the HUD. That's EVA. This is inward. And I'll turn off the free IVA menu here so that we can just get a nice little tour of what's going on in here. So this is one of the habitation modules. This should be the evening. I think this is the dawn. They're really not that different. This is just longer and I guess has more seats. Interesting. It doesn't... How many seats does this have? This one is the 3, right? Where are the 3? We can also pick this up. Let me... I don't know how to bring that menu back up. Never mind. You're able to use the fire extinguisher to, like, propel yourself, but we still have to open all these doors. This... I gotta remember what these are, man. I guess I can put him in the seat and then come out and check. Is like, where is Bob? Bob is in the dawn. Okay. That was the evening. This is the dawn. He's in. Let's go back. And hit internal view. There we go. I think there are more hatches than sections. Because this... okay, no, that's towards the centrifuge, obviously. Yeah, I think these are the same part, right? Is 2 seats, 3 seats in here, and then... Okay, I don't know. 3 in there, 2 in here. There it is. Right, there's an extra hatch between them, but this is the same module. Which is just kind of confusing. That's why they look the same, I guess. Is the small one is just part of the bigger one. If we come in here, we can... Oh, here, let me close the menu. Oh, no. Hang on, gravity. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Okay, Bob, can you attach to the floor, please? What's happening? Okay. Just buckle in for a second. His head is in the ceiling, don't worry about it. Unbuckle. There we go. I don't think my gravity got flipped the right way, but let me close this. Or maybe I just had gravity turned off Oh, look at that. We get a nice mug. There's all our seats. Which I guess are just extra seats, because that's the only actual seat here. I don't know. But there we go. We have some crap and a coffee maker and... like Civ? I don't immediately recognize this. It looks like ancient Farmville. Which is either like Civ or it's Caesar or something, or... I'm trying to read the words. I can't really read the words, but they're just gaming on their laptops. In the habitation ring. There we go. We go around. In Visual Studio Code, I recognize that. That's some kind of ID at least, but it's pretty close. Face is a little compressed on the mugs, but I like how they have flag mugs because that's pretty good. There we go. A bed there. Does it actually? No, I don't think I can actually get in them. Trying to find the like. Oh, this one you can get in. Oh hell yeah! I didn't know you could do this. Oh, that's the other ring. Oh, no, I think I'm just glitched. My head's in the wall and I can see inside the other one. But there's Bill, Jeb, and Valentina. It's kind of sick to see it like this, though. I wish you could get like a cutout view normally, but we're rotating all right. Okay. And then we should end up... I guess we still got more room to go. Holy crap, it's kind of huge. No, this is Farmville. No, this hatch isn't open. Okay, that's just another section, and then we're back at the ladder. And I guess the ladder doesn't actually work, so I'm going to Alt-G. Oh, hell. See, that's kind of the problem with turning off gravity, is you end up going in the loop. I don't know if we can actually climb that. Here, let me just... That'll move me faster. Maybe... Oh, hang on. Let me close the doors. Doors don't seem to close. If I jump... Nope. What if I grab the fire extinguisher, which is a button that I don't know? Okay, let me buckle in. And then try it from there. Okay. Bob... View, unbuckle, grab prop is left alt plus left click. And then I point down. Yes, yes, Bob, yes. It works. Okay. And now we no longer have any artificial gravity because we're no longer in the ring. Now this is... What did we put here? Let me get out and see for a second. Where are you, Bob? Is this the station core? No, this is the utility module. Yeah. Okay. I really should just remember how we built this thing, but... This basically worthless. Oh, we kept the fire extinguisher. Hell yeah. I thought I would lose it when I went out. But there's the scout and the pilot. Hey, guys. What's up? Hello, Dilrick. Hello, whatever your name is. And, yeah, I'm just gonna pass by. Okay, there's our other centrifuge. This is the big one. But we can say hi to Bill, Jeb, and Valentina, and we should just fall. Probably have to get in here. There's the gravity, and this should be... Whoa, hell. Okay. Gravity is not applying to me quite yet. You can slow down a little bit with the fire extinguisher, but I'm still getting flung. There we go. What about now? Okay. Weird thing, I guess, when you enter in. Let's find out where they are. I can still push a little bit with it, because we're not at 1G. I think this is half a G. There's Valentina. Hello. Nice little room here. This is how they put extra seats in this thing, huh? It's just you're in like a... I guess you kind of have a room, but it's a little close to the hatch, don't you think? Exercise bikes, okay. I thought it only had one pedal for a second. That would be so funny. Oh, this is an actual seat. I don't think we can like third person in here, but he's sitting all right. Okay. And this is a ladder out again. I think this is the part we skip right past where Jeb and Bill are just chilling. Hello, Bill. How's it going? You're not supposed to be in here. You guys snuck in, I guess, just for a trip on the on the space station. That doesn't look good. Maybe it's good. There's another one of these little rooms. And then let's just blast past this part. We know this is just the beds. And then, nope, not surprise Valentina quite yet. There she is, and then we should find the ladder at some point. There we go. Crack it open. Yeah, see, we can't jump as high as we could because there's more gravity here. And no gravity. I guess that way works fine. It's just the other way that kind of sucks. This should be a crew tube. Pretty kind of nothing, but it is just, you know, empty space. That's why they were so light and don't do anything. There's our multi-point connector. So now we get to choose where we want to go. These are the blocked ones. So straight across from habitation should be science. Crew tube. Unlock the mouse to click this. Okay, there we go. Get that off my screen. Hey guys. How's it going? How you guys doing? Got a little dinosaur. You guys are doing science, and it does have IVA. I didn't expect it to, actually, right? Nice auto opening hatch too, just like a quick one. Okay, this is the station parts expanded. Or sorry, no, station science part, and then that's the cyclotron that has no IVA. Okay, hey guys. See you later. I think that's just a docking port, right? Close hatch. Yeah, I think that's what that is. No? How did I get in here? Go EVA. Okay, there is an EVA port there. Hello? I did put some docking ports in here, but is this not where I came from if that's the exit? I think we're just going to transfer back. I don't know what the hell happened. Can I just like force my way through? Yes, apparently. Why does it only... Hang on. Okay. I guess it's not actually there. Or I messed up the placement. I don't know. But let's go back to the connector. That's blocked, so then this is... Yep. Okay. One of these should just be the storage. Okay, that's a crew tube, so that's not storage. Let me just look at... Oh, okay. Yeah, the other three are all blocked, huh? That makes sense. And then... Was that the one I opened? Yeah, because this isn't open. So this should be the agriculture, the hydroponics bay, and all that. There we go. I'm just trying to close the menu, not push myself. Let's see. Yeah. Is this hydroponics? Or is it, wait, is this science? Where the hell am I? No, that was science. Okay, Bob, he's in the nomadic. That didn't look like the agriculture. Maybe because it was open? Does it like flip out? Not in a strange way. I guess so? I don't really know how this one works. I thought this looked different on the inside. But, hey guys, have fun farming, I guess. And then the nomadic, I guess, just has seats. They're functional seats, but I don't think they provide habitation. There's 4 of them, which is crazy. and then a crude tube, and then is this just a connector that's just empty? Yeah, it's just going to be a bunch of block guys. Maybe I could have put another airlock on this side, but that's chill. But let's get back into a seat and then transfer. Actually, I think if I just hit C, I return. Because they can't not be in a seat. Because even if you're IVA, they're technically somewhere, right? Let's send Bob back with his boys and girl over there. And maybe you know what? We'll return him next time. Because this episode is like 4 hours long. It might only be like 3 by the time you see it or less. But we'll bring up the return mission and the extra pods and such next time. But for now, thanks for watching. Let me get a good shot of this here. And thanks for watching. We did spend a lot of money, to be fair. Most of it was really just launching it, I guess. All the fuel and such took up a good chunk of money. Real quick, let me bring back up X Science now that we have actually done something. Where is the button? The mini view, please. There we go. And run the plant growth experiment. Requires a scientist aboard the hydroponics module. Okay, hang on. See, I thought you guys were scientists. You can perform scientific research. I guess not in the one place you... What? Okay, fine. Transfer Barden. Let's transfer Orly. Nope, not to there. Transfer Orly here. Run the plant growth experiment. Process in lab. And now we can say we're actually doing science up here. So Orly, get the hell out. You go back there. Barden, you don't need to be there. It's automatic. Sitting there. And then in this lab, we get clean experiments so that I think that'll reset it so it can run again. I think it is biome based. Who knows? I think it'll just take a little bit of time. Yeah, it's progressing up there. But now we have data, which means we have science. Not the fastest thing in the world, but what we can do... Perfect. AutomaticLabHousekeeper already running. Every some amount of days, I think it's set up in here and here. One day, it'll just transmit science from the lab. And it'll also automatically pull from an experiment storage unit. Let's put it on the station core, if I can. Okay, it might actually need to be an actual unit, so we'll probably bring one of those up with the re-entry little escape pods just to keep here. And that should mean basically we can just transfer all the science with the transfer science mod or science relay, or bring it here manually because there is a transmission penalty. So we can just fly here, dock a experiment storage thing, and then call it a day. But Science Lab is up and running. It gets faster the more data you have, so right now it's understandably slow, but for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Next week, you know the drill.